Coming from the Caveman Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Dance.
Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now!
All right, guys, we're here live. I got Erik Gillette from Art of Combat. I got Keith Forant with K4. Looks like Keith may have froze up a little bit there outside Buffalo United Martial Arts. But we're here to talk about the Art of Combat K4 Worlds Collide card. And it's going to be May 18th. It's going to be in Utica. It's going to be at the Nexus Center. And I'm excited to have you guys on. First of all, how did this happen? How did you guys get together to make this event come together?
Erik, you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Yeah, I'll start, I guess. I started taking fighters up to Keith's card in Buffalo. I didn't really have anywhere that was booking fights for my guys when I was messaging them, and he got me some fights for a few of my guys and girls, and I shot him a message and asked him if he wanted to sit down after one of his events or something and maybe do something together, and he met with me, and that's what came of it, is the Worlds Collide K4 Art of Combat in Utica at the Nexus Center. Been a pleasure to work with him, and very easy to communicate, and I've had nothing but fun so far. I don't know about him. I hope it's the same, but yeah, I think it's gone pretty smooth, and it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, everything's been going smooth
here and there.
Yeah, as far as our working relationship, everything's smooth. You know, obviously, every time we put on an event, there's always some hiccups here and there. It's usually something different each time. So, you know, we got through everything so far. We're about 2 weeks out from this event in the Nexus Center. We got a stacked card. I'm really excited. Expanding K4, partnering up with Art of Combat, and going over to Utica, and hopefully we make it a regular outing over there.
So normally you guys are at Riverworks. I haven't seen the event center Utica. Is it a cool backdrop, or like what's the event center like?
It's a lot different than Riverworks. It's just as nice. It's just more set up like an arena, and not so much like you know how Riverworks is set up. I can't really explain how Riverworks is set up. It's pretty unique. But the Nexus Center is more like an arena. It's really nice. It's pretty new. They built it maybe like a year and a half ago. So everything's like brand new. The locker rooms are going to be nice. It's got pretty big capacity. We're pretty excited to establish ourselves in that market.
It's awesome to have you back. And what's it like to be back in the fight game, Erik? Art of Combat's been gone for a little bit. It's good to have you back in the game.
Yeah, I'd take some time off just to readjust.
Yeah.
Didn't know if I was still there.
No,
Get
you're
some
still
new
here.
people involved, I guess, and I wanted to take my guys, like I said, to somebody else's card. When you hold your own card, you're not allowed to corner your people, which makes it a little difficult to be a coach sometimes when you're a promoter putting guys on your card. And like I said, some good came out of it, and meet different people that hold different events, and this one's worked out for us so far. So,
All right, we'll jump into the card in a minute, but I just got like one question. Like as a coach myself, what's it like when you put a show on and you got guys fighting and you can't really corner them? Is that difficult for you guys? We'll start with you, Erik.
yeah, you tend to sit back as a fan as far as you are, or not, I don't know, as close as you can get to the cage, and I mean, you end up yelling and stuff because you still want to be a corner, maybe, and but yeah, it's very difficult to sit there and watch your guys fight, and you can't be the number one voice in the corner or be able to say anything at all. Yeah, it sucks.
All right, and then we'll shoot that same question over to you, Keith. What's it like to watch your guys in the corner?
There's obviously some challenges. we have a great staff underneath us over at Buffalo United Martial Arts with Joe Hacken, and then even Josh Reichart steps in and helps out with the corners. So I got a lot of trust in them, and they do a great job. So I feel comfortable with the coaches they have in the corner when my fighters are fighting on the card. But I try to stay impartial when I'm at the event and not to coach or yell or anything. I just sit there, watch the fight, and enjoy it, and just trust my guys are going to do a great job.
They usually do too. And man, when you guys match, like your guys' fighters don't really get much of a break. They always seem like they get tough matchups too. Is that another thing that's hard to do, to like book your own fighters?
It can be at times. When I'm matching events, I want even matchups across the board, whether it's with my fighters or not, or two other fighters. It doesn't really matter. I'm not looking for any easy fights one way or another. I do my best to do everything evenly, and then occasionally there does after the fight's over, you can see sometimes there has been mismatches, but they're hard to predict, and they're usually with the debut fighters. And sometimes what I believe to be even matchups, guys will turn fights down with some of my guys because I think they believe they're being set up, but they're really not. I think if I think it's a good fight or an even fight, I'll match it. There's been times my guys have been on the other end of mismatches. So if you look at the history of the matchmaking with K4, you can definitely see that there is no favoritism being shown.
Yeah. What about you, Eric? How do you feel about it?
I know Keith hasn't shown me any favoritism. We've had a rough go on K4. So, as far as the matchups, yeah, with new fighters, it's very tough to see. Um, and a lot of times these days, depending on live streams and stuff like that, footage isn't out on new guys or amateur guys. So it's getting a little bit harder to look guys up. Um, and you can never really tell until you have a few fights that person has been in front of you, where you can get a good rhythm on where they're headed as a fighter, how serious they are, um, which camps they come out of. Sometimes it's a new camp you're dealing with, even that you haven't dealt with before, and you don't know much about them. So, matching is difficult, and I think for the most part, you try to do the best you can and learn as you go along, as far as where everybody is in their talent level and learning, so you can get everybody the best experience.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll jump right into the card. I know. So it's May 18th, guys. Make sure that you can get it. Where can you get tickets at?
The Nexus Center box office has the tickets on sale. Most of the links we put a QR code to, or on the advertisements, and the link is connected to that. But it's the Nexus Center box office. You can call and get tickets, or the Nexus Center website will point you in the right direction on the tickets as well.
Awesome. I'll post that right up in here. So if you're watching and you want to get tickets, it's right in the comments. You can just
Yeah, the
click on
link
it.
is pretty long, so.
Yeah, I copied and pasted it. It's right there for everybody. You guys got two guys fighting each other from your guys' camps. Is that correct?
Yeah. We have Tyler Hill and Devin Vanderpool fighting each other in their Muay Thai fight. And then we have Josh Reichart and Travis Ravulo fighting each other. So this is another, I think this is a testament that we're not looking for like gimme fights here. We're looking for what we believe to be even matchups, good competitive fights. We have, our promotions are co-promoting, and one of my guys from my gym is fighting one of Eric's guys from his gym. So obviously there's not there's not like it's not a setup fight for an easy fight for anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's I don't know, when we both looked at it, we both were like, hey, that's about the best fight that either person is going to get. Two of them being brand new guys that we both never cornered before, and aren't going to get a chance to this time. So Yeah, I think it's a testament to us trying to book the fairest fights out there and do a good job doing that.
I think that's pretty fair too, since neither one was going to have the head corner too. Like I just thought that was really cool. I had them on the pod. I had Travis and Josh on the podcast, and I was talking with them, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then like that just works out really good that both the corners can't be there, so it is really cool. It's like very fairly matched. I have a bet on that one, so whoever gets the loudest pop, so whoever sells the most tickets, I'm gonna give $50 to between Josh and Travis. So hopefully, hopefully we get a big pop out of one of those two guys. What is? I'm gonna shoot this one to you first, Eric. What's the fight that you're most looking forward to on this card?
Um, you know, um, from top to bottom, I don't know. I mean, 10th Planet always supports me, so I enjoy watching their guys. Animals guys, this is a couple times back for them. I enjoy watching their guys. MVMMA locally out there out of Utica has always supported me. Love watching their guys. Maybe the young matchup, Alex Williams. You got the list on you, Keith. I don't want to butcher
Yeah,
names and stuff
yeah.
here, but
Yeah, we have
they're both
Alex Williams.
undefeated. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alex Williams from Mohawk Valley and Elton Dejage from Animals MMA.
They're both young. They're both undefeated. Not a real extensive record, but I think they're both 2-0 right now. Um, I don't know. It just seems like a nice, exciting young matchup for the card. And the two title fights are pretty interesting too. Um, I think Keith has put on more Muay Thai fights than I have, so this is my first time having Muay Thai titles for amateurs offered on card, and both of the guys' records are extremely good, and all four competitors are very talented. So I've personally had Stevens a few times on my card, or maybe this is the second or third, and I know he's a tough kid, um, and I think those title fights are pretty well matched and are going to make the card very exciting.
I'm gonna throw that same question to you, Keith. What fights are you looking forward to on this card?
Man, we got every single fight's going to be great. Looking at the card right now, every matchup I'm very excited for, but there's obviously ones that kind of stand out a little bit more for various reasons. Maybe because they've been on K4 cards and I've seen the progression from when they first started out to when they are a little bit more talented, or just even matchups. So we have Tyler Langley and Dylan Dart. That's going to be a banger right there. I'm excited to see the Janie McGlowan and Emily Maslowski. That's going to be a very interesting fight. The a couple other ones, Mitch White and Anthony Mixon, with both making their MMA debuts, having pretty extensive kickboxing or Muay Thai experience. So we're going to see if that one just stands up and stays striking. It might look like a Muay Thai fight with small gloves, or are they going to go in and try to take one of another down? That's going to be very interesting. Jack Sheehan and Jake Safantes is another good one. Josh Reichart and Travis Ravulo. That's gonna be very interesting. For the one that stands out the most, though, for me, is the Michael Stevens versus Edens Charles, with Michael defending his 160-pound Muay Thai title.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of tape on the fights to get ready to call the fights, and Enos Charles is like just an amazing Thai fighter. He's so good at controlling the range, good kicking, really good clinch. He gets in there, he's got good knees, good sweeps. I'm really just excited to see how Mike Stevens' boxing really matches up with that. That's going to be like a distance game. I'm really excited to watch that one. That could be one of the better Thai fights that K4's ever had, and that's saying a lot because K4's had some amazing, amazing Thai fights. I don't know about how many Thai fights you have, but Keith has done an awesome job from Muay Thai to Buffalo, and I'm excited to have Utica get to see this fight. This is an amazing fight. This is worth all the money just to watch that one fight for sure.
Yeah, to this point, I've only mostly had K1 style rules. I've had a few Thai fights on my card, but he has definitely had more Thai fights on the card, and I'm happy to get into more Thai fights too. It's just different. Other people brings in different camps, um, and we've had some people do compromising too, where this person's fought a lot of K1 or this one's fought a lot of Muay Thai, and they're crossing over to get more experience too. So that some of the matches should be very interesting as they cross over and do Muay Thai or K1 than when they're used to the other one.
I'm super excited for the Josh Reichart fight as well. Um, I love Travis. Travis has been he's fought in Art of Combat. He's fought in K4. He's fighting Josh. I think Josh actually has more fights in Art of Combat than he has in K4, which is kind of funny. But I'm so excited for this fight too. I love both these guys. I want to see Travis win so bad, and I just I've been sparring with Josh too. Both these guys are looking great. That's an exciting fight for me, and like I'm personally involved in that fight. So I bet these guys both $50. Whoever gets the loudest crowd pop, I can give $50 to. Like I think these two guys are like they're like building blocks because they'll do whatever you ask them to do. Like they might not be superstars, but these guys are like willing to do anything. So I really like it. Josh Burkhardt is asking, "Are you on your way to spar, Keith Front?"
I'm here waiting for you, Josh.
Yeah, he's got the Buffalo United in the background. That's super exciting to see. Another fight that the fans might not know about this Jack Sheehan kid, but he is something special on the ground, man. I'm super excited. He's got really good wrestling, really good control on top. I was super impressed by his last outing, and I think this is a guy to really watch. And I think that you guys are getting him now, and I think he has a huge future in the sport. What do you guys think about him?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
excited for
he
Jack. I'm excited to see him go against this Brian Bury Jiu-Jitsu guy coming from another Jiu-Jitsu specialist gym. That's going to be very interesting to see how that matches up. Again, the two good ground fighters. Are we going to see a great grappling exchanges, or are we going to see two ground guys stand up and bang?
Yeah. Hopefully we
yeah.
see some. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go for it.
No, Jack actually wrestled one of my guys to death, so he definitely has some good wrestling and ground game. It'll be interesting to see if they do stand up or if they go to the ground. So I've got firsthand experience with Jack, and he should be a handful for whoever he fights.
Yeah, Corey Piper did such a good job just retaining guard on him. Like he passes guard so often, and Corey worked so hard to get guard back, and he shut down Jack's submission game, but Jack was just able to pass over and over again, man. Like he did a really good
Yeah,
job. Jack's a beast.
he did pass, and Corey did a great job of taking minimal damage that fight. I think he got popped once really good in that entire exchange on the ground. And yeah, he did a great job of getting back the guard and stuff, but Jack did a hell of a job of keeping him there, that's for sure.
I think the Mitch White Anthony Mixon fight is one that's going to be like not played up as much because both the first MMA fights, but this one has the possibility to steal fight of the night if it stays on the feet. Both these guys have really good kickboxing. They haven't really done MMA, but Mixon's been doing takedowns and Muay Thai, so yeah, I think he's got some practice getting it to the ground. But hopefully they stay up on the feet and really bang in the small gloves. Both these guys are really exciting on the feet, and if these guys stand, this could be the fight of the night. This could be as good as the title fight. So this is another one not to sleep on.
Oh, I 100% agree. Looking through the matchup cards, like honestly, any one of these fights could jump out and be fun of the night, but that one definitely has a high propensity of being fight of the night if it stays on the feet.
Well, the one I've heard the most about, I think people commenting, is Langley and Tharp. Um, I've heard quite a few people say that those two are going to be a hell of a matchup. So that's the one I've heard the most and had the most comments on and stuff like that. I think as of this far online, um, I'm interested in that match just because of what people have been saying.
Yeah, I think that's a very exciting one too. And if you like sweeps, Dylan Tharp's going to put a sweep down for you. And
But that's under K1 rules. That's going to
oh,
be
is it?
the difference maker there. Is Dylan's going to step out of his comfort zone and he took on a K1 kickboxing fight.
That's one of
Oh
the ones
man,
I
that's
was talking
awesome.
about earlier is the guys crossing over and getting out of their element of what they normally are and taking it just so they can get more experience against people that they're not used to doing that type of stuff with. So
Oh, that's so cool. I want to see how his cardio holds up. Like he's looking fatigued. Like K1 seems like a faster pace for him. He's not going to be able to rest in the sweeps. I'm excited for that. That's awesome. That makes it even a better fight.
Yeah, Tyler Langley may face some similar issues. He's 2-1. Both of his wins were knockout first round knockouts. I've seen him fight and past the first round, and he got a little fatigued. So the whoever has the better cardio may be the one that comes out victorious in this one.
Yeah, hopefully these guys are working really hard to get that win. That's exciting. That's really exciting. And then I'm always excited for a girl fight. So hopefully Janie and Emily live up to the hype. I know Janie, like I don't want to talk too much because there's not tape out on her. I seen her in the gym. I know like she's looking good, looking real technical. And I seen the fights from Emily, and she has a gas tank. She just keeps going forward and forward and forward. I think that's a very exciting matchup too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. This one is a big step up for Janie. It's going to be her first fight. She's taking on a fighter who's already got 3 fight experience, being 2-1. But Janie's been looking great in the gym, and it's just hard to find girls fights. And she had the opportunity. She was like, I don't care who it is, let's do it.
Yeah, when we were watching, when we were watching UFC at your house, the UFC 300, she was like, "Yeah, I'll fight 15, 25, whatever I need to do to get a fight." And I was like, "Oh wow, I like that." And Keith's like, "I'll get you a fight at 15, don't worry." That's awesome. And then, what do you think about Tyler being on the same card as Janie? They're both making their debuts. They're like a couple. That's like an interesting dynamic that you got going on there, and it's all in your gym. How do you feel about that?
Um, it, the only issue with that I see is that Tyler's me backstage, wondering what's going on with Janie's fight. He's not going to be able to watch the fight because he'll be in the back locker room warming up for his fight. He's got to fight 2 fights later.
Yeah,
Um, so the challenging part would be is if Janie had a bad outing, how would that affect Tyler going into his fight, knowing something went wrong just minutes before he's about to go in the cage and fight himself. So it
yeah.
is very interesting.
To me, it's huge because either way, it's going to be an adrenaline dump, right? Like you're back there, like, oh, my girl's up, like you're warming up, but are you like you're thinking about it, and whether she comes back with a win, you're super excited, and you get that adrenaline dump. She comes back with a loss, and you're like, oh man, like it's a tough spot for him to be in for his first fight, like
It is.
to me, that's super exciting. Like, I think it's a great story, and I can't wait to talk about it on the mic. But I'm not sure I'd want to live that. So he's a super tough guy, man. And like, I know he's been putting in a lot of work. I know he's in great shape, and I got some rounds in with him as well. And I'm excited to see him fight. But like, that's a really tough situation to be in.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take some mental strength either way, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get them on the podcast and talk about him with it. So that's exciting that you guys got that fight going on too. I want to bring it back to your guys' relationship. Are you guys going to continue to do this in the future? Are you going to co-promote more so you can get K4 out into Utica? Um, like, and then who is like, how does this all work out? Is this like a joint venture, or is it mostly Art of Combat? Is it mostly K4? How does all the dynamics of that work?
when I started talking to Keith about it, I, we it's a joint venture. We just agreed that if we weren't both doing it for the same and there's no reason not to do it. Um, as long as everybody's putting work in and the show's successful, why would it be any other way? Um, and yeah, as long as he's game, we don't have um, uh, anything crazy going on, but I know we at least plan on coming back to Utica again, doing it, and we've been looking into other things too. Um, and I don't want to be too public about those ideas either until they're set in stone. So I think we'll do quite a few things together, and we'll do some things on our own maybe, um, and we'll go from each show, and as long as everything's successful, I would like to do more. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about that, Keith? How's it playing out for you? Is this something to get K4 out in Utica? Are you guys going to be continuing to venture? Are you branding K4 everywhere? What's going on?
Well, yeah, that's the goal. When I first started K4, one of my goals was to become a promotion that will go across the whole northeastern United States. So venturing in other parts of New York is a big start. Working with Eric has been great so far. We've already discussed looking at another date in Utica before the end of this year, and we're looking at other cities as well across New York.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really happy that you guys are expanding out. So when you're in Utica, who's gonna be in charge of like all the stuff that you normally do, Keith, or you normally do when the fight goes on? Who's like when, oh man, we need to go mop this up. Who's gonna be mopping it up in their suit?
Hopefully, neither of us have to mop anything up in a suit. Uh, and hopefully, we can either one avoid anything that has to be mopped up, or start putting people in places that will be able to take that responsibility from us.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, Eric, but like the last two events, like the one time someone spilled a bunch of water, Keith had to go clean it up, and then someone else like lost a little control of their body, and he had to go clean that up, and
Oh,
like just to keep the show going on, and that's how intense Keith is at the shows. Like he's just getting things done, whatever needs to get done, Keith gets it done. So
I think we'll get along that way. Um, I got cage responsibilities this time, so I'll be meeting him up there to set that up night of weigh-ins, and like I said, everything has gone smooth so far. I don't expect that we'll get in each other's way on fight night either. I think it'll go pretty smooth, weigh-ins and all. So um, I don't see us having any issues at all with anybody being in charge, especially. I think it takes a lot of responsibility off both of us having two of us.
yeah, I can imagine. I know what you go through before the fight. I don't know about you, Eric, but I've been in the back of Keith. I've seen everything you have to do on fight night. There's a lot of responsibility that people don't see, and man, I don't know if I could do it. So like watching you do it is like kind of inspirational at times. Like you just get it done no matter what. You're like, all right, whatever, and then you just go do it, and that's super cool to see. And I'm glad that you guys have each other to work it out on fight night. It should make it smoother for both of you guys, I'd imagine.
Yes, sir.
Where are the weigh-ins going to be at?
The Nexus Center. It'll be the right at the Toyota entrance at the second level. They've got a little spot that overlooks the city of Utica that we're gonna have the weigh-ins in.
Awesome. Is that a public event? Can people come and watch or?
Yeah, you can come and watch. I am trying to get the local news and everybody that wants to come down, maybe interview some fighters. Don't know if you're going to make it down that way the night before and want to do anything, but everybody's welcome that wants to come in and watch weigh-ins.
Awesome. I think Ben volunteered. I'll be in Buffalo. I'll still be at the gym, but I'll be down the next day. Josh Reichardt wants to know whose cage are we using?
Mine. I've actually been doing some refurbishing on my cages. I'm taking it down and making it look all nice and new, and I'm taking my cage up and I don't know, maybe next time we'll use Keith's, but right now mine is closer and logistically it's more feasible to and saves money and all that good stuff to take my cage.
Yeah, that's awesome. Keith still got the new warranty and the new cage smell on his, so maybe want to take his up next time. So when the big heavyweights go out the door, when you get a big heavyweight fight, then at least it's still under warranty.
Yeah.
No,
All right, guys.
I
Go
think
ahead.
we'll
I'm sorry.
mix up our advertising and stuff for each corner pad, stuff like that. But yeah, we'll try to do the best we can to mix that type of stuff up. But the cage will be mine this time, and hopefully we have events closer to Keith, and we'll use his cage in the near future.
Awesome. I can't wait to see the collaboration come to fruition. May 18th, guys. If you scroll up, you can I can really post it again. Anyways, we can you guys can get tickets. There's tickets available. Are there's still ringside seats available?
I have not looked at it in a couple of days. I believe there's some ringside left, yes. Um, and I believe there's some just outside the border left too.
Yeah, so definitely come and get tickets. Um, the fights are going to be amazing. I can't imagine there being a boring card ever for K4. They are streaming it. It's going to be at K4 TV, correct, Keith?
K4fighting.tv.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to be on the K4fighting.tv page. And, I'll be on the pay-per-view. Ben will be on the pay-per-view. Ray will be on the pay-per-view. Your regular K4 crew will be there calling the fights. And they're definitely streaming it, Catlin. Catlin wants to know. When is the next show?
It's probably going to be late 2024. We don't have for our joint venture for Art of Combat
Yep.
and K4. We don't have a date solid yet, so I don't want to announce the date. But we will have a show before by the end of 2024.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm so excited to hear that. When you said that, I got my juices pumping. I'm already thinking when the next show is. Got to make sure I book some time to make sure I can be there. Um, man, I heard Art of Combat used to give swords to the winner. Is that still happening?
I've moved to plaques. Um, Honestly, as time moved on, the ones that I was purchasing, the quality went down a little bit.
Hmm.
So I stopped getting them. And I don't know, I just wanted something different, so I went to glass plaques. Um, I believe Keith has got medals, and we both have belts, so I think we decided on alternating back and forth on giving out his medals and my plaques for the event.
Cool. Mason Lewis wants a sword. Swords? I need a sword. Congratulations on your recent win, by the way, Mason Lewis. Amanda Ray, I want a sword. Everyone likes a
Well,
sword.
I do have a option that I can look at again for some swords if people really want me to bring some swords back, but probably won't be for this event.
Yeah. Mason Lewis wants a sword. We gotta get him a K4 title and a sword.
yeah.
All right, guys. Any last thoughts or last words? Any sponsors to thank?
I got Suburban Propane, a good sponsor of mine, supported me for a long time. I know Keith has a few more sponsors.
Yeah, my
He'll probably
sponsors
want
have
to
been
talk
around me.
about.
Yeah, the ones that have been with me for the longest, Armstrong Armory and Buffalo Cryo. They're always got my back. I'll always have theirs.
Awesome. Anybody that needs any work done on your body, go check out Buffalo Cryo. They take care of Keith. I've been there myself. I enjoy it. Almost everyone that fights out of Booma goes there all the time. Professional athletes go there all the time. Buffalo Cryo is a place to be if you got something going on with your body, for sure. And if you need a gun, go to Armstrong's Armory. They'll always hook you up. Hopefully, a lot of people don't need guns, but if you do need one, that's the place to go.
All right.
Josh Reichard says Cryo's the best. I know you got to get going, Keith. I know you got sparring going on in about 10 minutes. I'm excited for this show. May 18th, Art of Combat, K4 Fighting, United Worlds Collide. It's going to be a great show. 2 title fights, a full stat card. There are some fights on this card you don't want to miss, just like any other K4 card that we've ever been to. This one's the same with the matchups. The fights are great. You're going to get to meet Eric. You're going to see the Art of Combat spin on it as well. You're going to get to see the Utica Event Center. It is going to be a great night of fights.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank
If anyone
you.
needs a ride, I'm going down right after my daughter's graduation. I can hook you up. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you so much for the podcast. I appreciate you guys. See you on the 18th.
All right. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Peace.